So here we are again. It is Wednesday, hump day. And let me tell you, the drama in Port Charles is not slowing down for anyone, certainly not for me. And I have been staring at this screen for way too long today. But that is the job. We have spoilers for the episode coming up on Wednesday, February 18. And honestly, some of this stuff is just wild. Like truly unhinged behavior from people who should know better. But that is why we watch right. We watch for the mess. And oh boy, is there a mess brewing at General Hospital and basically everywhere else in town. Let's start with Willow. Willow Kane. Yeah, I'm still getting used to saying that name, but here we are. So Willow is at the hospital. Her workplace. Or, well, what used to be her workplace. Because apparently she is done. She is quitting. Just like that. She walks up to Elizabeth Baldwin, who is probably just trying to get through her shift without a crisis, and Willow hands her a piece of paper. A resignation letter. Boom. Done. And Elizabeth, she is surprised. I mean, who wouldn't be? Willow has been so dedicated to nursing, it's like her whole identity, aside from being a mom and, being involved in all the Quartermain drama. But now she says it is time to tender her resignation. And the reason is Drew. Drew Kane, her husband. He is home now. And Willow has this plan. She wants to take care of him herself. Personally, she tells Elizabeth it is a 24/7 plan. Like round the clock. No breaks. Just Willow and Drew. And look, on the surface, that sounds sweet. Devoted wife caring for her sick husband. But we know the truth. It is not sweet. It is creepy. It is actually terrifying if you think about it for more than 2 seconds. Because Willow isn't just fluffing pillows and making soup. No, she has a secret. A big, dark, nasty secret. She can't chance anyone else taking care of Drew. Why? Because if a real nurse or a doctor stepped in, they might notice something. They might notice that Drew isn't just recovering from a stroke. They might figure out that Willow is injecting him. Yes. Injecting him with the same drug that caused his stroke in the first place. The stuff that gave him locked-in syndrome. It is chilling. She has him trapped in his own body, and now she is isolating him completely by quitting her job to become his jailer. I mean nurse, but really jailer. And Elizabeth takes the letter right, but she isn't stupid. Liz has been around the block a few times. She has seen some things. She looks skeptical. Very skeptical. You have to wonder, what is going through her head? Is she thinking Willow is just burnt out, or does she sense something is off? Maybe Elizabeth will suggest something else? Like, hey, don't quit your job entirely. Maybe take a leave. A family leave of absence. The FMLA thing. That federal program everyone uses when life falls apart. It would make more sense. It would keep her job safe. But I doubt Willow wants that. Willow wants control. Total control. And if she stays employed, she has to answer to people. She has to show up. If she quits, she can just disappear into that house with Drew and keep doing whatever twisted stuff she is doing. It is a lot to process. And I am just typing this out and shaking my head because Willow used to be the nice one. Remember that. The teacher, the sweet girl. Now she is basically a villain in Scrubs. Or ex-Scrubs, I guess. Moving on. Because there is more, there is always more. Let's head over to the Port Charles Police Department. The PCPD, where the coffee is probably bad and the tension is high. Nathan West is there. And he has questions. Serious questions. He is talking to Harrison Chase. And it sounds intense. They are discussing a case. An investigation. And Nathan asks him point blank, you think there's another avenue worth pursuing? Now what does that mean? Avenue pursuing? It sounds vague. But we can read between the lines. We know what is up. They are probably talking about the shooting. The unsolved shooting of Drew. Because of course they are. And Chase knows things. He usually does. He is a good cop mostly. But sometimes he gets too involved. Chase knows that Michael Corinthos has a key. A key to Drew's house. That is a specific detail. A detail that matters. If Michael has a key and Drew was shot in his house, well, you do the math. It doesn't look good for Michael. But here is the kicker. Chase needs to be careful. Like really careful. Because he has been warned. Dante Falconeri. The commissioner, he told Chase in no uncertain terms to knock it off. No more rogue investigations. None. Zero. Zip. If Chase goes digging into this Michael thing on his own after being told to stand down or stay in his lane, he is going to be in trouble. Big trouble. Nathan is asking the questions, but Chase is the one walking the tightrope here. If he tells Nathan about the key, does that count as going rogue, or is that just sharing intel? It is a gray area. And in Port Charles, gray areas are where people get fired. Or shot. Or both. So Chase better watch his back. If he knows what is good for him, he will let this go. But he won't. We know he won't. He is like a dog with a bone. He can't help himself. And speaking of Dante and Michael, let's jump over to the Quartermain Mansion. The Q Mansion, where breakfast is served with a side of hostility. Dante and Michael are there in the breakfast room, probably eating oatmeal or something while staring daggers at each other. Dante is the police commissioner now. Big job. Lots of responsibility. And Michael, well, Michael is Michael. But right now, Michael is also a person of interest. The most obvious person of interest in the Drew Kane shooting case. So Dante looks at his brother, and he tells him, hey, it would probably be to both our benefits if we kept our distance. Kept our distance? Ouch. That is cold. But it is also smart. I mean, think about it. If the commissioner is hanging out having coffee with the prime suspect, how does that look? It looks bad. It looks like corruption. It looks like a conflict of interest. So Dante is trying to be professional. He is trying to protect the integrity of the investigation. Or whatever. But telling Michael to stay away, that is a huge clue. A massive, flashing neon sign. It should tell Michael that things are about to get real. Like, really real. Dante isn't just being mean. He is giving him a heads up without actually saying it. He is saying, I am coming for you, or my people are coming for you, so don't make this awkward. It won't be very long before Michael finds himself in the hot seat. The interrogation room, the place with the two-way mirror and the uncomfortable chairs. Michael better lawyer up. He better get Diane Miller on speed dial immediately, because if Dante is distancing himself, the cuffs are probably coming out soon. And Michael. He always thinks he can handle it. He always thinks he is smarter than the cops. But this time, with the key evidence and Chase sniffing around, I don't know. It feels different. Okay, let's take a breath. That was a lot of law enforcement drama. Let's go to the Metro Court. The place where everyone goes to drink and gossip. Lucas Jones is there, and he is looking for his sister Carly Spencer. She is probably running the place, or just holding court at the bar. Lucas finds her, and they talk. And this is a big conversation. A heavy one. Lucas looks concerned. He looks guilty. He tells Carly he owes her a huge apology. A huge one. Why? Well, he is going to open up, finally. He is going to spill the tea about what happened at Windermere. That spooky island castle place. He is going to tell her about his fight with Marco Rios. A huge fight. And if he really tells her everything, I mean everything, it is going to be a goldmine of information. He might tell her about the lab. The secret lab, probably. And about Britt Westbourne. Poor Britt. Being threatened. That is serious. If Lucas admits all this, he is confirming everything Carly suspected. See, Carly isn't crazy. I know people like to say she is, but she has instincts. She was suspicious. She was suspicious about Marco. She was suspicious about his father, Jen Sidwell. She knew something was wrong. She smelled a rat. And now Lucas is here, tail between his legs, admitting she was right on target. She nailed it. And, Carly, she loves being right. But she won't just gloat. She will use this. She will take this intel and she will do something with it. If Lucas tells her about the lab and the threats, she will have lots of intel to pass on to who? Valentine Cassadine. Yeah, Valentine. Because he is involved in all this mess too, usually. If Carly goes to Valentine with proof, or at least with Lucas's witness account, things are going to explode. The Sidwell operation, Marco, all of it. It is crumbling. And Lucas is the one pulling the loose thread. It is good he is apologizing, though. Lucas is a good guy at heart, usually. He just gets mixed up in bad stuff. But admitting he was wrong, that takes guts. Especially to Carly. She can be scary when she is angry, but she is fiercely loyal when you are on her side. So maybe this brings them closer. Or maybe it just starts a war with Sidwell. Probably both. And while we are still at the Metro Court, because apparently nobody ever leaves that building, we have Rick Lansing. Rick is back in the mix. And he is questioning Sonny Corinthos. Sonny, the godfather of Port Charles. The man who never has a simple day in his life. Rick and Sonny, half-brothers. Complicated history. That is putting it mildly. They have tried to kill each other, sued each other, hated each other, and loved each other. Right now, they are on a truce. A fragile little truce. But Rick can't help himself. He is nosy. He asks Sonny what is going on. Specifically, what is going on between him and the assistant district attorney. The Ada. Justine Turner. Yeah, apparently there is something going on there. Rick has noticed. He has eyes. He sees the back and forth. The flirtation. The looks. Sonny and Justine. It is an interesting pairing, right? The mob boss and the prosecutor. Classic soap trope. But Rick wants to know the details. He is digging. What's the deal, Sonny? He is probably asking, swirling his drink. And Sonny, what will he do? He is a private guy. Mostly. He doesn't like people in his business, especially not Rick. Will he tell him? Will he share such personal information? Maybe he trusts Rick right now. Maybe he wants to brag a little. Or maybe, just maybe, he will tell Rick to shove it. He might tell Rick that his love life or lack thereof is none of his business. Stay out of it, Rick. I can hear him saying that. But Rick is persistent. And if Rick is asking, it means he might have an angle. Rick always has an angle. Is he jealous? Is he worried? Or does he want to use Justine for something else? You never know with Rick Lansing. So that is the lay of the land for Wednesday. It is a lot of secrets coming out. Willow's secret medical torture of Drew. Chase's secret knowledge of Michael's key. Lucas's secret about the lab and Windermere. And Sonny's not-so-secret flirtation with the ADA. Everyone is hiding something or trying to uncover something. And the tension is just ratcheting up